had a department head meeting on December 19th, and we discussed several issues. One issue that the department heads brought up and that the commission has discussed briefly in the past is proposing an annual leave bank for the employees' use. We're planning to contact some other counties and see how they set up their leave banks and what policies and guidelines have been put into place to avoid abuse. But the county policy allows employees to carry over 100 hours from one calendar year to the next, from December 31st to January 1st. So if you have over 100 hours accumulated, you lose them. And a lot of our employees don't take time off either because they have a shortage of staff in the department or because they aren't prone to taking time off. And so that is time that's earned and lost. And the employees have expressed an interest in having some sort of an annual leave bank where if there was something catastrophic, an extended illness, maternity leave, things of that nature for the employee or a family member, that they would be able to tap into that bank.
I think the state banks 240 hours over.
For vacation?
For vacation only. Sick leave is, there's no bank on sick leave. But maybe we can take that same route.
Well, it's something that I want you guys to know that we have, we're looking into, and we're looking at some policies. There's also the option of raising that. About 5 years ago, the county policy only allowed employees to carry over 40 hours per calendar year, and we have got that increased to 100 hours. But I think the fear that the department heads have of that is that if they lose an employee, they don't have the budget to pay that leave.
They have to pay the 240 hours.
Yeah.
They have to match. Yeah, that's one of the things that we probably need to keep it at that lower number, because it does affect when an employee has 240 hours, and if you don't take nothing that year, and he still qualifies for probably 300 hours.
Right.
So we need to do.
Mr. Chair, if I may. Sorry.
I was just going to give a for example. We have several employees who were at, say, 136 hours when we were getting ready to knock it down to 100 hours. And their idea would be anything that's not used, such as in that instance, would be put towards this bank that would be sort of just kind of out here for catastrophic illnesses, things like that, that could be used if another employee should need it.
And you would specify that?
The problem, we would have to have a policy in place as to who would be eligible and how much time they would be eligible for. The problem with our existing policy is that if somebody in the county needs leave donated, I can donate to them, but I can only donate to them if they've exhausted all of their leave.
Yes.
So people who are about to lose leave on like the calendar year carryover, they can't donate it because unless there's somebody who has coincidentally exhausted all of their leave at that specific time, so it just goes away when we lose it.
Mr. Chair, if I may, are you talking about a bank that would accumulate everybody's leave and that somebody could pull out of?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, that they put into the bank?
Yes.
And see, now I would really look at that, because you have employees that could abuse and employees that could not. I would more entertain, if they had sick leave, which the chair and I have experienced with a department that you could, accumulate as much as you wanted, but it had to be a valid reason to take that out. And then if they had over 100 hours, if they didn't take their vacation, it would be the same, we would lose it.
Right.
And then if an employee was to leave, there needs to be a maximum amount that the employee could be paid for. For example, the sick leave, unless you were over 600 hours, you lost all your sick leave.
Sick leave is not an employee's benefit per our policy. I would not recommend we change that. Sick leave is a time that we grant, and it's not the employee, so they can't cash it in. They don't get paid for sick leave if they leave.
Okay.
And the cap on the sick leave as it stands right now is 460 hours.
I would just say contact some other counties and see how they're doing it. And then get back with us.
Okay.